The forge system in Destiny 2 sucks, and this is for many reasons. One of the more less important reasons being that it's very anticlimactic when you're finally finished grinding all those strikes and public events, and you've finally gotten all the materials to unlock the prophecy, and then you walk up to the forge and finally unlock your forged weapon. But then you're met with this. Oh, that was some good stuff. I love watching a laser expand and then shrink. Like, that was amazing. Best way Bungie could have shown this weapon being made. No other way that they could have showed how awesome this weapon was being made. The amazing creation of these amazing weapons. But all jokes aside, that really sucks, Bungie. Like, there are so many things you could have done to make the creation of these Vex weapons look a lot better. Like, you could have made it so that the materials that you collect to complete the prophecy, concentrated radiolarium culture, and advanced paradox amplifiers actually mean something to the construction of this weapon, other than just materials that you collect because Brother Van says you have to. Now, Bungie, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give you some ways that are better than this disgraceful thing. Now, the first material I'm going to be talking about is concentrated radiolarium culture. And if we look at the lore of the game, there is a couple possible reasons why we would use radiolarium when making these forge weapons. And that is that radiolarium, when in contact with living things, for example guardians, it can make certain body parts into robotic limbs, aka Ashemia. So you could say that the followers of Osiris have figured out a way to manipulate this concentrated radiolarium to possibly turn itself into a Vex weapon instead of a Vex arm, which does kind of make sense. You know, if you think about it, you could say that the followers of Osiris have figured out a certain process that makes it so that you can basically tell the Vex cells inside the radiolarium to start building a Vex arm, but instead of the processes making a Vex arm, you switch the schematics of how they would make a Vex arm with, you know, the weapon that you want to make. You could say that, and then it goes and builds it, because, you know, like, I don't know, does that kind of make sense? In my opinion, in my mind, that makes sense. You know, not for you. But you might be asking, how do the followers of Osiris manipulate this radiolarium to turn it into a weapon? Well, there's an easy answer for that, with lasers. Now, the laser is going to work a little differently than the laser we already have, as it has an actual explanation why it is there and how it's supposed to make a weapon, unlike the one we have now. And it also the way the laser fires and the angle that the laser fires at and where the laser hits is also going to be different. Just the whole entire layout of the whole entire, like, the forge area is going to be set up completely differently, as the little well laser thing that we already have, we're going to keep that and use that for a different thing, and I'll get onto that in a different part of the video, or maybe I might not have enough space for that part, so I might do another video, just letting you guys know. But putting that aside, let's actually talk about the laser itself. Now, the laser is going to be fired at a horizontal angle and will be aimed at a rectangular box, like a case, on the same wall with all the symbols that shows off the weapons that you made. They're going to be the same wall that you're already seeing in the normal original forge, but it's just going to be the case is going to be in the middle, and it's going to, like, go off into all the different symbols. I don't know. You can design anyway. The core thing is that it's supposed to be a case on the wall, and this box is going to be full of radiolarium, the same radiolarium that you've collected on the field. Now, this gives you a reason why you have been collecting the radiolarium, because it's a material that makes the weapon, as we talked about before. Now, the reason that the radiolarium is turning into a weapon is because of the laser that's being shot into the radiolarium, which is manipulating the radiolarium to turn into one of these weapons. The reason for this could be for many reasons. One reason that I've thought up is because when the laser interacts with the Vex cells, the radiolarium is activated. It activates a process in the Vex cells that allows them to make the Vex parts in people. But instead of making arms, it makes Vex weapons instead. This is also where the advanced paradox amplifiers come into play, because they are what powers the laser. And Bungie, another way you can make something like a forge more enjoyable for players is by making the player have a bigger part in the creation of these weapons, by allowing them to put all these materials that they've collected and spent hours collecting in their places ready for the creation. For example, you would go pour the radiolarium you have collected into a funnel, which will put the radiolarium into its case. For example, for the forge in the Curse of Osiris. It would also be the same for the advanced paradox amplifiers. You would go and put the advanced paradox amplifiers into the power core for the laser. Once this was all done, you would go and press a button which would power up the laser, making it fire into the pool of radium, turning it into the weapon. Once this is done, the case would open, and you would walk over and grab the weapon out. Now, in my opinion, that would be 10 times better than this. One, because it's a lot more interactive, and the player himself is building the weapon instead of just pressing a button and watching a laser expand and then shrink. Now, most people are going to say that you have just wasted most of this video on just a stupid nitpick. Well, I'm inclined to agree, because I have no idea why I just spent so much time of this video and my time in real life just complaining about a stupid nitpick. But you want to know what isn't a nitpick? How much the forged weapons suck. Like, I don't even know why we even want to build them. Like, goddamn, Bungie, could you have chosen a worse archetype for weapons? Well, you can't, because, you know, there's only really 3 archetypes for, like, example, a scout rifle. Because, you know, we're lazy, and we can't think of any other archetypes for a scout rifle, outside of the realm of slow, medium, and fast fire rate scout rifles. Like, goddamn, Bungie, there's so many choices, Bungie. I don't know how you could possibly choose an archetype for a weapon, for specifically a scout rifle. I don't know how you could do it. That is unbelievably too many choices. I can't fathom it. It is so big. It's like trying to think of nothingness. You can't grasp your head around how stupid it is. But I'm talking about all the, like, how stupid the archetypes in Destiny 2 are in another video. We're here to talk about the forged weapons. Now, I haven't gotten all the forged weapons, but I've heard from many different people that most of them suck, and there are only 2 that really matter. Like, seriously, Bungie, 2 out of the 10 forged weapons outside of exotics suck. That is so bad for the endgame weapons for Curse of Osiris. Like, you would think you would at least put the good weapon stats that you made for these DLC on these weapons at the minimum, and not on, like, you know, Vanguard weapons, which are pretty easy to get, and you think you'd at least try to put them on these weapons. Or, God forgive, if you experiment on new weapons and different archetypes for weapons. No, that's stupid. Because trying new things and putting new, different experimental archetypes of weapons and making them different, it's just too hard. We can't do that. We're not going to try and make different archetypes that are different from Destiny 1, and that we're just going to use the same ones from Destiny 1. We're not going to change them at all. We're not going to change up how weapons play and how they're different. No, because we're Bungie. We're trustworthy. Just trust us. Just give us your money, and we'll give you a hard stuff game. It's not like Warframe or anything, where they literally make every single weapon unique. They're like, you literally have like shotguns that fire out balls of glass. You have laser guns that are, my weapons are laser guns. You have auto rifles that fire differently. Every single auto rifle feels different. You have also some auto rifles that fire like these little extremely fast little pellets. They get faster and faster as you hold the trigger. Or you got meaty versions of those machine guns which, you know, fire really slowly and they get faster and they feel a lot stronger. Like these 2 different weapons feel a lot different than each other. Yet they're the same archetype. Yet if I get a 150 scout rifle, they are both the same, even though they're supposed to be different. Like, come on, Bungie. Is it too hard to experiment? Like, you literally have 150, was it 150, 180, 200? I think you have a 220 one out there somewhere, I don't know where. But you could make it, I don't know, 130 with extreme range and really good scope. That would be a really good idea, and you can make it unique to, I don't know, Hawker. No, yeah, you can make it unique to Hawker because they're very slow weapons. They are very they're very high damage. So you think they would have like a sniper like weapon in the version of a scout rifle? But no, because we're just going to use the same archetypes continuously for just continuously out the game. We're not going to change them. We're going to change it up. We're not going to be like, you know, companies like Warframe where nearly every single weapon is unique. No. We're not going to do it at all because we're Bungie. And as I mentioned before, which, you know, makes it worse, is that you have weapons that you have for the Vanguard which are good. You think that you would at the bare minimum at least get those, like, basically that weapon, the template for that weapon, and switch it with this one and basically keep the same looks but just the different stats, because you knew 150 scout rifle would suck. You knew it was going to be terrible. Like, you know that every single 150 scout rifle is terrible and not the best. Now, again, because you have nerfed everything, now it is still bearable to use 150. You can still use it in combat, but it's still the worst out of all of them. And you know that was going to happen, and you would think you would at least try to make these endgame weapons, which you make, like, they're probably one of the grindiest weapons to get in this game. You think you would at least make people want them to get them, instead of having only 2 of the weapons, which I've heard are actually good, while the rest 8, not including exotic, are not even worth getting. And then you have the audacity to make this weapon 150, the first weapon that you get. The scout rifle is the first weapon that you get. Now, I understand why you would do that, because, you know, Osiris, he uses in trail, so I can see why you do that. But make the weapon good. This is the weapon that Osiris uses. Make the weapon good. It's not that hard. It's not hard, Bungie. It's not hard. Just do it. Come on. It's not that hard, man. Now, I know that, you know, gameplay. I know, like, you know, designing games is hard. I understand. I understand that making new archetypes, testing it out, making sure that they work is hard. But again, that's not a good note. That you can't, Bungie, you cannot use that excuse. No one can make that excuse for Bungie. Wanna know why? Because they made 50% of the items in Destiny cosmetic. Not Destiny, in Curse of Osiris, cosmetic for Everest. What the? 50% of something that you have to pay for in a paid DLC. I'll understand that for a free like event thing. I completely understandable. Not even that, because you think that you would, like, because, you know, with Dawning everything was in a crate. I don't accept that. You think I would be okay if the Dawning had 70% everything in loot boxes, and you had, like, you can get weapons and armor in, like, in-game things. I would be completely fine with that. That's completely fair. But in a paid DLC, 50%, and the ghosts and stuff you don't even really want to care about. I'm not even going to go into how on the ghosts, which you have to pay for, they have, you know, stuff for the lore and story. I'm not even going to get into that. Joker does a good talks about that, and he's better on that. But still, like, this is stuff we don't even care about. This is stuff that doesn't mean anything. People are here for the guns. They don't care about the ghosts or the sparrows or anything. They are second. It should be like 70% of all loot should be earned in game, and should be weapons and armor. The sparrows and ghosts should not be, or even like emotes and that kind of shaders I can understand if some of them stay there. But like sparrows and ghosts and all this kind of stuff, always, like, and they do look cool, I have to admit that. But why are you putting them in here? One, all of them shouldn't even be in Everest. Two, you shouldn't be spending that much on cosmetic stuff that doesn't even like goes barely influence the game at all. And so you're spending all this energy, all this manpower making this stuff that is pretty much useless to the game, that no one cares about. No one cares about this stuff. And then you basically waste all this manpower on that, where you could be making this DLC better. Now, even if you make it down to 70, this DLC would still have so many problems. But still, why would you willfully do that? Oh, I know why. Because you want to make money. Because when you were making Destiny, you had it in your mind that you wanted to put everything in Everest because you wanted to make extra money, and you can't say that because they have articles. It is so stupid. And, like, do you know what could have even better? And do you know what could have saved this DLC? Is if you didn't start making this DLC 16 months before Destiny 2 came out. See, again, not even that, you literally, all of Curse of Osiris has just been recently made. While with Destiny 1, all the stuff was already pre-made, which is still a bad thing on its own. But again, this is all new stuff that just recently came out. And you basically need 16 months to make Destiny, which is barely anything. And then you had, like, a couple months of just, like, basically a couple months of just the whole entire Bungie team working on this. So that's why this sucks. And you could have easily planned it. Like, you just scrapped all of Destiny, and because of that, you've now messed up a DLC. You've messed up Destiny 2. You've messed up the DLC, and probably the next DLC to come up as well. It's probably not going to be as good as it should be. And you've minusculely messed up the next DLC, because this next expansion, big expansion, you messed it up because that has to basically fix all your problems. So now this DLC can't expand on all this other stuff, and, like, there's nothing you can do. You literally can't expand on it anymore. So now you've just messed up that DLC as well. And then you're going to have like a Rise of Iron S DLC kind of thing, because you're following Destiny 1. And then you're going to release the game, and then you're just going to go through the whole entire process once more. It is oddly stupid. Now, I have no idea why I've just started ranting about something else completely different related to this video. I have no idea. And now, like, so stupid. Why did I do this? Yeah, so, I'm sorry, I should stop now. I'll probably make a video just on that by itself. So, yeah. I'll just do that. And that was also a complete rant. That was not planned at all. So great. I just completely ranted off for like 6 minutes. Wonderful. Nice one. So because I just ranted off, again, I wasn't really planning to actually do this part of the video because it is kind of different from this video. And that is I'm gonna next video I'm gonna do, which I'm not gonna call it. It's a little different. It's going to talk about why the Forge is personally a disappointment towards me, and that's going to include, you know, how re-rolling weapons, it's going to include masterwork weapons. I'm going to be talking about all that kind of stuff in the next video, and yeah, can't wait for that, and I'll be doing that, so watch out for that. If anyone actually watches this video, no one's going to watch it. And also, if you watch it, don't expect me to be like this, because I'm angry. When I'm angry and annoyed, I'm very easy at talking. I won't be like that in the next video. I'm gonna be like the start of this in the video. I'm gonna be really awkward and annoying, because again, I'm not really good at talking. I'm not really good at YouTube. Not really good at that kind of stuff. Once I get angry, I'm all fine. So near the end of the video, I'm gonna be like this for the next video, or maybe I'm like this the whole entire time. Let's hope I can improve and I'm not like awkward. Like so go back to my adjudicator video. Look at that and watch how awkward I am. God damn, I just need to continuously be angry at every single video, and I'll be fine. I will be like a boss. I would be able to say anything, man. Now this is just off the cuff. I didn't even script this. Most of the time I script my videos, but now this is off the cuff, man. I'm doing amazing. I need to be angry all the time. Now I can speak about anything, man. I need to be angry all the time. I just need to walk around and stab and just literally have like a little pin. Actually, no, I shouldn't talk about that. That's something that YouTube could easily kick me off of. Again, YouTube's probably not even watching me because, you know, I have 5 subscribers. Hell yeah, I'm good at YouTube. I'm a YouTube god. So yeah, but again, I don't know. I keep on rambling off. That's usually what I do when I'm angry as well. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you like this video, watch out for the next one. Don't expect it to be as high quality as this. It's probably going to be me being awkward again, and then me eventually ramping up and getting less and less awkward. So that's pretty much what it's going to be like. So yeah, I'll see you next video, and see you guys.